again, after Security Council meeting, the Saudi Arabia Foreign Minister briefed the media here. Then he highlighted what of the discussion was being taken during the last 2-3 days, and they have decided to take up the issue very seriously, and they don't allow Israel to extend and do the West Bank annexation, and other parties, those who supported Palestine as a two-state solution from the Spain representative also, he highlighted that they are standing together not with Hamas but also with the Palestinians, especially the Palestinian Authority, those who are eligible to govern there. So this was all in the press briefing. We can hear that what the Faisal bin Farhan, the Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, highlighted, also followed by a Spanish representative and other Arab League leaders, briefed the media and took the questions as well related to this. We can hear him, see what they are saying today at soon after the United Nations Security Council meeting.
We were very conscious in building the new declaration, in building a very clear process and very clear and practical mechanisms to translate into a future Palestinian state in a way that ensures both the rights of the Palestinians but also for the Israelis the security that is also there.
بداية أن الاتحاد الدولي من أجل حل الدولتين أكد أن ثمة إجماعا دوليا على تقديم هذا الحل سبيلا وحيدا لتحقيق السلام العادل والشعبي. العائق الوحيد أمام ذلك هو إسرائيل وموقف الحكومة الإسرائيلية المتقرر الذي يعلن
Arab states and Israel. That these are pieces of a broader puzzle that only together will take us to the long-term prospect of a two-state solution. And to a previous question, if I may add, there are immediate tasks and long-term tasks, and we need to focus on both. In Gaza, we have to stop the war, get humanitarian aid in, and move into some kind of immediate post-war administrative structure, which is being discussed. In the West Bank, which we must not forget, the immediate task is to save the Palestinian government, the Palestinian institutions. They are at the brink of, almost at the brink of collapse because they're financially strained and their capacity very much limited by the expansion of settlements and violent center activity. So these are the immediate needs, and the latter issue will be discussed in a few minutes in the ad hoc liaison committee in support of the two-state solution. But then the long-term needs is how we transition from this into an outcome which means that both Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace in the two-state solution. And while we know that a two-state solution is further away on the ground because of what's happening, it's politically closer than ever before because of this massive support it has from large parts of the international community.
Spain strongly supported the two-state solution and the recognition and establishment of a realistic and viable Palestinian state. Because of justice for the Palestinian people, I don't see why they should be the only people in the world that should be eternally condemned to be a people of refugees. Secondly, because of peace, everyone knows, including the Palestinians and the Israelis, that the real solution, the only solution that will bring peace and stability for everyone and security for everyone in the Middle East, including the people of Israel, is the two-state solution. And given the level of unacceptable endless violence in Gaza and also in the West Bank, it's mere humanity to go for the two-state solution. As my Norwegian friends and all my colleagues were saying, we have two immediate tasks. We have to stop this endless killing in Gaza that has not any objective at all. This is not an anti-terrorist action. This is a sort of global punishment against all the Palestinians in Gaza. And on the West Bank, we have to support financially our partner for peace. Hamas is not a partner for peace. The Palestinian National Authority is. And Israel is trying to make the collapse financially of the Palestinian National Authority. That's why yesterday I announced that Spain will disburse 50 million euros for the Palestinian National Authority.
Is it in the near future? I certainly hope it is, because that is the only pathway for all of us in the region to live in security and stability in a way that is sustainable. The building blocks are there. It is clear. It's not, in the founding UN resolutions that established the State of Israel, there was also a clear understanding of the foundation of the State of Palestine. The 1967 borders are understood by international law to form the borders of the State of Palestine. Obviously, there will have to be a negotiated process between Palestine and Israel to finalize all of the outstanding issues. We do not see these issues as insurmountable. If there is serious will, and we know from the Palestinian Authority that they are ready and will to address these issues in a reasonable and pragmatic way, we could have a Palestinian state in relatively short order, one that is also very much sustainable and viable and can live in harmony with its neighbors in Israel. On the reconstruction of Gaza, I think we have seen, just by the significant outpouring of aid just for the emergency relief of Gaza, that there is a commitment to the rebuilding of Gaza. But what I do want to make clear is that it's absolutely necessary that when we transition, hopefully soon, to a ceasefire, that this not be a temporary state of affairs. I think it is unacceptable that we come to the international community to ask them to come together to rebuild Gaza when it was destroyed by Israel, only for the potential of the situation on the ground to exist where this could all happen again. So I think it's absolutely critical, hand in hand with the immediate relief of the situation in Gaza, that reconstruction be ensured to be sustainable, that we do it once and for all. There again comes in the need for a final agreement on the status of Palestine through the Palestinian state.
In case there is needed from our citizens and also the Belgian citizens, because the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Belgian government has asked us also to take care of their citizens, that vote is there to provide them assistance. I want to be very clear. The people that goes in those votes, and the Spanish citizens that are in those votes, are peaceful people with a humanitarian objective that are no threat to anyone. They are no threat to Israel, to the Israeli people, to the security of Israel. They are using their right under international law to navigate on free waters. And I prevent anyone that wants to harm them, that they will be held accountable for their actions. Once again, they are peaceful people with a humanitarian objective. It is to deliver humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza. I wish there would be no flotillas. I wish the humanitarian assistance would enter the Gaza Strip from the land crossing points that are available for them. But unfortunately, the blocking of Israel prevents it from doing it. So that's the reason we have sent that boat in a rescue operation in case there is an incident. And those Spanish citizens, they have all the diplomatic, consular, and political protection of the Spanish state and the Spanish Commission.
You know, with specific steps. First step, as the Prince, His Highness Prince Faisal mentioned, first step is, of course, ending this unjust war. This is extremely important to stop the Israeli aggression. Number two, to move ahead, of course, with issues related to security arrangement as well as the governance of Gaza. And we have, as I mentioned, a clear vision of that. For the security arrangement, we in Egypt, in cooperation with Jordan, we are providing training to Palestinians in order to be part of the Palestinian security force to be deployed in Gaza in full coordination with the Palestinian Authority. And of course, we are open to the idea of deploying an international forces in Gaza, but it should be mandated by the Security Council and, of course, with one objective to help and to support the Palestinian Authority to realize its own independent state. As for the governance, it's very clear. Again, we have and administrative, not political, not affiliated to factions, a specific committee to take over Gaza, to govern Gaza, in full coordination with the Palestinian Authority for a specific period of time, and then to hand over to the Palestinian Authority. Meanwhile, as soon as we have a ceasefire, we must convene the international conference for the implementation of the Arab Islamic early recovery and reconstruction plan in Gaza. This is extremely important because it was endorsed by European Union, by Japan, by the international community. So all components, all ingredients are there. What's missing here, as the Foreign Minister of Jordan mentioned, is the lack of political will from the Israeli side. This is what's extremely important to end this aggression, this war, as soon as possible.
It was all about this today's development, and maybe after the meeting and after the several other high-level negotiation or meetings, maybe something other statement will come up. But at the same time, here in the building, the Iranian president is also here, who is going to have the different other meetings on the issue, and also he will address the session global that General Assembly sessions also.